Hey guys, welcome back to another great episode on KLB TV, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I am your host, Ken Johnson, and we are talking about Eritrea. That's right. I was actually looking up images of the African satellites because, as you know, Ethiopia is just now getting into space, just like we're just now really kind of focusing in on an African country, at least from my perspective, because uh, a lot has been kept from us. So, the main reason I was there is because, of course, I'm looking for flatness, looking at their images, critiquing their images, and seeing if have they befallen, have they become victims to the however you want to put it, the brainwashing system, because studies prove and we know what it should look like versus the images. And but I was there. Let me go over here, and you're seeing what I was looking at. And I decided to go to a map that they had, and of course, this Ethiopian map and satellite image. This is not the satellite image now. What I ended up looking at is the road, is the legend here in the road, and I realized how the roads were set up. And then I realized this border. Well, I didn't actually realize it here. It was on, because for those who don't know or just coming in, Ethiopia, the federales, because all of this is Ethiopia. They're going in to try and, well, they're going into Mekele, the capital of Tigray, one of the administrative capitals, and trying to clean it up because it's so corrupt. So I start looking for maps, and this is where the federales are going. Can you see that? Let me make sure you can see that. Yeah, I should probably pull it over just here. No, okay, that's good. And, okay, go back. They're going here, and this is when I realized that Eritrea really covers the entire border area, the port towns, and whoever drew up this map was totally insane. I mean, whoever drew the borders, whoever drew the lines. And this is outrageous to me. It looks like, they either drew the region up to be conquered, sabotaged, or controlled through Eritrea. That's when I started to think I needed to go and check Eritrea out and see if they had any problems with the federales. And sure enough, because I mean, just look at that for a second before we go there. Uh, this is how you smuggle things. You can't smuggle things on these roads. You got people, you got ambush, you can get ambush, you can get a full party of marauders setting up camp. So you don't know where you're going through, if you're going through the land, if you're smuggling uh, weapons, drugs, people. You know, you could come across anything, right? So this is setting up a town next to a port is always perfect because we know the anonymity that the anonymity that the sea has, right? So we know we can smuggle things in all up and down this border. And here's a road. This road goes up and down the border to Eritrea. Tigray is pretty much this area here. This is Mekele. So let's go over here to Eritrea, and where did I go to? This one, Britannica. I decided to go to Britannica for a quick read. Eritrea, a country of the Horn of Africa located on the Red Sea, which we just saw. Eritrea's coastal location has long been important in its history and culture, a fact reflected in its name, which is an Italianized version of Mare Eritreum, Latin for Red Sea. The Red Sea was the route by which Christianity and Islam reached the area through the Red Sea, through the waters, almost, And I was about to say almost like, smuggling in religion, because, you know, that's what controls people. Anyway, it says, and it was an important trade route that such powers as Turkey, Egypt, and Italy hoped to dominate by seizing control of ports on the Eritrean coast. So, yeah, that's how you dominate. Just as we've been saying, dominate by the land, the water, land connection, seizing the ports. You control what comes in and out. Of course, whoever controls the money controls the people, but whoever controls the ports also has control of the people. But I guess that will be the people with the money. So it ultimately does go to whoever controls the money, controls the people. Those ports promised access to the gold, coffee, and slaves sold by traders in the Ethiopian highlands to the south. And in the second half of the 20th century, Ethiopia became the power from which the Eritrean people had to free themselves in order to create their own state. Okay, so it's just like we just said, coffee, gold, slaves, that's people, you're trafficking, and that's the human trafficking, that's your lungs and liver and hearts and eyeballs. They're this stuff. Let me come over here for a second, and you guys really don't care, do you? I mean, hundreds of thousands of people. They said 2 million children, 600,000 refugees displaced. I mean, it's insane. And, they'll sell their kids and because they don't know any better, and you do. And, so let's go to the next article, because we're trying to see, if you really just look at those maps, you really get a key to the access. We're looking at the Red Sea. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. So, and look how it borders, it cuts them off. That border should not be there. That this should not be drawn up like this. Some insane person drew this up to control people from afar, I'm sure. It's like a gate almost. A blockage. Let's go to the next clip here, which I went to, of course, your wiki. The Eritrean-Ethiopian War was a conflict that took place between Ethiopia and Eritrea from May 1998 to June 2000, with the final peace only agreed to in 2018, 20 years after the initial confrontation. So that's where we end at, guys. Is we find out that Eritrea may be, well, obviously, is supplying weapons, and at least through its ports. And of course, if we look at, let me make sure you're in the screen. Okay, my head is in the screen. As you can see, Saudi Arabia, I'll actually just move this up a bit and use my head properly here. Okay, that's a little high. But you can see Saudi Arabia, right? Maybe I should blow it up too. Let's go back over here. There we are. So, Sudan, they're fleeing to Sudan. This part of South Sudan, they're fleeing here, not here to the coastal areas where fishing and farming would probably controlled by the same people who are controlling Eritrea and Tigray, and it's most obvious that this is out of place, and I think that Ethiopia is doing, the federales are doing a upholding the law for the people. For Eritrea and Ethiopia spent hundreds of millions of dollars on the war and suffered tens of thousands of casualties as a direct consequence of the conflict. Only minor border changes resulted. So there you have it. It was about the border. It's about the ports. Just like I said, which is sick and sad that the it's very sick and sad that evil thinks that it can be good. Really, that's the bottom line. Because we know trafficking is going on, smuggling is going on, lots of payoffs and bribes, and it's all about the ports, really, and controlling the ports, guys. It's time to get out of here. I hope we learned something. We'll go deeper into, we'll follow the trail slowly, because we already have a great understanding of, from a civilian, a militant civilian mind, how you would control a region is water and ports and transportation. And so let's dig deeper into this a little bit, and I'll get back with you a little bit later. Go ahead and like the video, share the video, and if you are new, we will be on Ethiopia space and trying to verify their position, basically, on the globe or the plane. That's really where we want to know what Africa, if they have been, because that's really what it's about for me. I understand that if they are suppressing the truth, then they have been corrupted, because we know the proofs, and we are hoping, since they are the last on the agenda for space, that they would come in and support the truth regardless, and not go along with status quo. So that's why we are following Ethiopia right now, and the Tigray conflict, and the displacement of women and children, men. Just nobody can go anywhere because of war because of control and land and trying to control the borders. So like, share, subscribe if you're new, and I will get back with you later, guys. The links are in the description. Bye.